Hey everyone, so I just wanted to show you something really neat. Our neighbor grows some really great, interesting crops for Michigan and for our area. So he has done in the past pickles, and he has done the pickle crop again this year. This was planted about 3 weeks ago. Now pickle is a quick crop. Well, technically it's cucumbers, not pickles, but you have to have an agreement for a pollinating contract. The pollinating contract ensures with the bees that you are getting good fruit, and what it does is when the bees pollinate your flowers, you get less misshapen pickles and cucumbers, and the misshapen fruit tends to get sorted out and turned into minced and chopped like relish. So we have, how many was it? 200 boxes total, and these are deeps. You can see here. So it's a pallet. They don't do anything fancy for their bottom boards. They are just raised off the pallet with a 1-inch shim all the way around. And then they just put a sheet of plywood in the center for support. These arrived last night around midnight. They moved the bees in the evening so they don't have to close off the entrances. And then with that, all the bees are generally in the hive. They shouldn't be out foraging around. You can see here, like on this hive, their sheet of plywood goes across most of the way, so they have a reduced entrance, not the full length. And like this particular box here on the corner, it has a shim underneath it to balance out the hive. But mostly they use supers. Here's a couple of mediums or a couple of shallows to make up for it. All very old equipment in rough shape. Some have metal lids on top and some don't. They have a feeder hole on top. Now, I'm able to get this close because I do have my bee equipment garb on. But they just have a plug in them, so when it's off season, they can fill these full of syrup. Now, these are not my beehives. I want to make sure you know that. You can see here, if you've ever wondered about what your honey is made of, you can take pollen traps and set them at your entrances, and your college extension can test that for the pollen source. So they just came out here with a forklift and unloaded these last night right off of the main road. This is about, I think, 130 acre field. It goes well beyond the farmhouse. The farmhouse is just a little 5-acre spot. So lots of activity here for early in the morning. The reason that they put the bees in this spot, a few years ago, they had the bees over behind the big barn. That is extra travel for them because here is our farm. Here's my sunflower field. There's hubby. Right where all of that tree growth is our creek. So the creek goes through, and they need a water supply. This way here, they are still able to pollinate over this way, get what they need. And then because they're on pallets, they're in a safety zone as far as any heavy washouts. This area of the field does always wash out. Now the guy who unloaded was out here at late last night. He did not see this. There is a hive that is shifted, and that really should be closed up so that they don't get flooded with rainwater in a downpour. This particular beehive has an upper entrance, and you can see not all of them have that. This is all very old equipment. You can see that there's gaps and things like that. The pollinating contracts, I guess you could say that the bees are not the best cared for bees. Here he's got foam stuffed in different areas, but they're still able to pollinate and get the job done. So the neighbors, these are not my neighbors right here, are probably really having a bee in their bonnet over this, especially the guy in this ranch house. But super, very crude boxes. Some have the dadoed sides, and some don't. So we're working on making a lot of this stuff ourselves, and I've wondered just about, see here, he's even got 2 boards that are probably tongue and groove, and he just slaps together a bunch of boxes and puts them together. So it could be done inexpensively. See here, we've even got, there's just tremendous gaps that are creating entrances, which could create robbing and mess with the bee space. And you see here, he just makes notes right on his hives. This says it was checked out June 1st, and here he said in 2012 that it was dead and injured, good layer. Makes his notes right on his hive. Interesting way of doing it all. But this is honeybees for pollination under a cucumber contract. I don't know who he's growing them for, but real interesting, and I wanted to share that up close with you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.